Hey, how's everybody doing? So, in today's video, I wanted to talk about both the Brat and Jessica Harris do part as a prime example of how, even when in the black community, when it comes to black female or black lesbians, let me rephrase that, even black lesbians are just as much as simps as the black men, as some of us black American men, due to how when they first met, Miss Jessica Harris, now Jessica Harris Dupart, which is actually the Brat's real last name, it is what we already happen to have kids from, if I'm not mistaken, two previous other relationships, only for them to fall in love, both herself and the Brat, and eventually end up quote unquote tying a knot, end up marrying as a result. Anyway, this is part of what you see right here. The Brats, aka Tay Harris Dupart, which is her biological and birth name, Wikipedia page. And it talks about how she came onto the rap scene back in 1992, and it's very hard to believe and crazy how that's been over 31 years ago. Anyway, she was born in April 1974, so that would make her approximately 49 years old. It was raised in Chicago, Illinois. Her father was a businessman, although that could have just been a code word for a drug dealer, because it's not saying exactly, and not that I'm stereotyping black fathers, but it's not really specifying all the details of what's meant by a businessman. Anyway, and I digress, it's saying her mother was a city bus driver. For the record, also I want to throw some trivia in that she also happens to be the paternal half sister of the actor Lisa Ray McCoy, who a lot of you know from the movie The Players Club, one of her most well-known and popular movies of all time. Well, I personally would say in the black American community. Anyway, yeah, she became or signed to a record deal when she first won a local rap contest around the time that Yo MTV Raps was on the air. And I remember that show quite well, because that takes me as far back as both my elementary school years and my middle school years. And it is also stating, upon winning a local rap contest that was sponsored by Yo MTV Raps, the now defunct hip hop show. By the way, it says right there in the name, it's self-explanatory that it was a regular show. If I'm not mistaken, it was broadcasted either Mondays through Fridays or every Saturday. Don't quote me on that though. Anyway, it's saying for the prize, she met the rap duo Chris Cross. And I remember Chris Cross, one of their most biggest and mainstream hits was the song called, and will always be the song by the name of Jump, which, and I also want to throw in some more tribute, sample the Jackson 5's I Want You Back. Just for you people who never really knew that, it does. Anyway, let's talk about the Brat and Miss Jessica, quote unquote, Big Booty Harris Dupart. I don't know why I stopped showing my actual picture. Anyway, that's a picture of me being on vacation. This is actually her, the real BB, short for Big Booty Judy. And for some of you who may want to know exactly why she's referred to as Big Booty, I will show you a few clips if you bear with me for a minute. courtesy of me copying and pasting some links from a few days ago pertaining to why people call her that. Let me see. Could I go to my clipboard? I thought that I would be able to somehow pull up the links from my clipboard if there was a way to do so. I guess I'll just have to go back to Miss Judy Harris Depart's Instagram page, because this will be her Instagram page. This right here will be a clip of the Brat being in the process of having their kid together, which was actually conceived through a process called IVF. So the kid, it's already obvious no two women could have sex and bear a kid together. Instead, she, if I'm not mistaken, she took the semen from a local sperm donor at a fertility clinic. By the way, it's been rumored that she wanted to have a white sperm donor's sperm so she could be able to conceive a quote unquote beautiful baby or a biracial baby. I'm telling you, these women are so delusional these days, so delusional. But this is a clip of her in the hospital prior to her so-called pregnancy, which is a shame because homosexuality is always, I don't care what nobody say, it's always been an abomination to the Most High and always will be. He strongly opposes, I started to say condemn, not condemn, but opposes, no matter how much it may be condemned now and celebrated, but he strongly opposes homosexuality. And he also talks about how all homosexuals, whether they may be either a homosexual man or either a homosexual woman, they will be held accountable in the day of judgment, although I digress. So this is a picture of her, of Jessica Harris Dupart gifting the Brat when a Tesla, a new Tesla in the color white. And she said in the comment section, the real BB Judy, aka Jessica Harris Dupart, she chose white on white surprisingly, saying how the Brat chose a white car. Slide one is my eye, didn't do nothing face in all caps. And I just don't get why people still to this day, when they come in and they try to prove a point or may type in a message on a social media website or app, they always has to put out certain words or sentences in all caps. Why not just use some exclamation points, a minimum of at least 1 or 2 exclamation points, instead of going as far as using all caps? But to each their own. This is a video which was probably live at the time of the Brat being taken to the dealership to pick out whichever kind of car she wanted, and she happened to choose a white Tesla, which she was seated in the last photo. This is courtesy of IG, aka Instagram as well. And see how emotional the Brat got? That's a damn shame. How these two women went as far as tying a knot and quote unquote having a kid, their very first kid together by one another. And one of them going as far as buying the other one a car, gifting the other one a car. That's a crying damn shame. Anyway, this is another reel of, I'm assuming, test driving Jessica Dupart, test driving the car before it was driven off the lot. It's saying for the comments, courtesy of the real Big Booty Judy, might as well say for short for BB, or what BB is short for surprise. And all caps, wanted to make sure my wife had her pre-push gift. She always says how I don't need to buy her anything. All she needs is me. That makes sense. Want to give her the world and all things in it. All the things she's ever wanted to do, want to achieve, I'm going to make sure she gets them. Instead of typing, I will make sure, she put "I'ma" in all caps, which is a shame how she doesn't even much know how to use the proper grammar when posting comments on social media. Miss quote unquote BB Judy, aka Big Booty Judy. Anyway, I digress once again. Does them and achieves them, my forever, my twin flame, my baby mama, my wife, and my business partner. So I'm going to close this out. And this also goes to show you how the majority of black women are confused, because judging from my understanding, Miss Jessica Harris Dupart, aka Big Booty Judy, already had kids from 2 other previous relationships, probably more than 2, by men, only for things to go left with the men she had kids by, and just give up hope in men only to settle for another woman, and then end up using the procedure IVF through a fertility clinic to bear a kid with the Brat, who is her current wife, I guess you could say. Although the Brat comes across in a sense as both masculine, then in another sense she could come across as feminine, which is another example of how confused the average black American woman is nowadays, modern day black American women, that is. So this right here would be another reel of them being at the hospital prior to the Brat's pregnancy, and Miss Jessica Harris Dupart, aka Big B Judy or Big Booty Judy, doing a selfie vid, saying when the due date was, which was on July 27th, almost a month ago. So our due date is 7/27. Our doctor said that we can safely do it at 38 weeks, as we are a mature age for pregnancy, which would be 7/13, July 13th. Well, last night we came here to the hospital and are trying to keep him in at least another 2 weeks, but he may have other plans. By the way, Miss Jessica Harris is not a bad-looking woman, not a bad-looking woman at all. But in some cases, those are the main women that are always the main ones to go gay or go to the other side, so to speak, become lesbians. Some actually, to be honest, start out as lesbians as far back as during their early childhood years, from the time they may get in middle school, and as soon as they may become lesbian during their middle school, both adolescent and teen years, they just eventually decide to maintain that lifestyle, which is what some people consider as a quote-unquote alternative lifestyle. To me, that's just being in flat out denial about being a homosexual. But to each their own. Once again, let me scroll down and find a few clips in proving why people call her Big Booty Judy, Miss Jessica Harris Dupart. By the way, this is a clip right here of the Brat being at a concert, and as you can see, the Brat has picked up quite a bit of weight over the years compared to how she appeared when she first came onto the rap scene. And not only that, you are almost 50 years old but still trying to rap. Now find some other career path, something that's more suitable for someone in your age. And as you can see, right here in the middle, she's showing her tummy up, and I'm assuming at the time she has a hole ripped in the middle of her jersey, a Chicago Bulls jersey, with her tummy showing how she was on the verge of being pregnant, in the process of having her kid, and showing how, I'm assuming, proud she was to be an upcoming mother. Shake my head. Shake my head once again. Yeah, she was definitely pregnant. If I'm not mistaken, yes, she was right in the process of almost conceiving the child right here. And then here's a clip of the Brat who need to sit her old ass down, her old washed up ass down, still trying to perform at almost 50 years old and pregnant. Shake my head. That's a crying damn shame. Anyway, let me continue to search for some pictures of why Jessica Harris Dupart. By the way, she may have had a BBL also, or she could be naturally shaped the way she is. But you got to see for sure why she's called Big Booty Judy. Once I can be able to find some of these clips. And my apologies once again for not being able to pull up these photos or reels of why that I already had pasted from a few days ago. This may be one right here. That's kind of a perfect example of why I've been looking at that side angle of her walking. The Brat sure know how to pick them, don't it? Although Miss Big Booty Judy had kids from other relationships, from previous relationships, I gotta commend the Brat for picking a pretty well-rounded woman. Oh, here it is. Here's a perfect example why she's called Big Booty Judy. Right here. And I guess that little girl may be one of her kids. If so, I feel so ashamed for the little girl if that is her actual child and being a product of two gay one bisexual and one that's a full-fledged lesbian parents. And chances are, in the worst case scenario, if that is one of Big Booty Judy's kids, when she grew up, she gonna end up becoming that way. I hope not, though. But like they say, you are a product of your environment. Here's another reason why she's called that. Man, that's nice. I know I'm a married man and all, but I can't help but to admit, y'all, that's a nice dairy owner. Once again, that's a replay of the real winner and showing proof of why she's called that. Anyway, I'm not going to keep on dragging this video that much more further. Once again, this just proves what the Brat and Miss Jessica Harris do parts, also known once again as Big Booty Judy's relationship, as proof of why and how, even when it comes to black lesbians, that they are just as much of a simp as some of us black men who may settle for mothers that may be single mothers. Until the next time, I hope you guys, well, first and foremost, I want you to like the video, comment to let me know what you guys think about this whole entire ordeal between the two, from how you feel about them marrying, tying a knot. And I meant to also show you, before I close out this video again, I wanted to show you a clip of their wedding. And this was in February I started to say this year, but last year. And as you see in this clip, Jermaine Dupri, who happened to walk the Brat down the aisle prior to her doing the wedding vows. Anyway, not the Brat, but Jermaine Dupri happens to be allegedly a low-key homosexual after there being rumors about him molesting Chris Cross back when Chris Cross was a duo and part of the rap game. So I can understand why he condemns both the Brat and Jessica Harris, the part, aka Big Booty Judy, marrying. Anyway, and once again, I want you guys to first and foremost like the video, comment on it, share it, and my channel. Last but not least, subscribe to the channel.